Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you how much money you're going to need in order to buy everything, all the new content that's going to be arriving in just a couple of hours on GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. So I guess let's get started with this, how your money is going to work. If you have money from a previous character that you have right now on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, the money that you earn from like doing a heist or a race or jobs, that is going to carry over. Now, shark card money is a little bit different. If you're staying within the same console family, PlayStation to PlayStation, Xbox to Xbox, your money will transfer. However, if you are crossing platforms, your money from shark cards is not going to transfer. So let's just say, for example, you're on the Xbox One and you just bought an $8 million Megalodon shark card, and you know you're going to be moving to the PS5. That's not going to be coming with you. So my recommendation is that you would spend all known shark card money if you are moving to a cross-platform, because you're not going to be able to take it with you. That's for sure. So I just don't want you guys to lose any of your money or have any of it left behind. So over the weekend, if you do have a little bit of time to play, that would kind of be my recommendation. Just make sure you have sort of all your ducks in a row, your T's crossed, and your I's dotted, so that when the time does come to move over to the new platforms, you're not losing anything or leaving anything behind. Now, as far as the new content that's going to be arriving, let's start with what we know so far, and that is 5 exclusive new vehicles. So we know that one of them is going to be the Karen S95 sports car. We also know another one's going to be a Coil supercar. The other one looks to be an Impante muscle car, which leaves us with 2 other vehicles. Now, Rockstar did confirm that Legendary Motorsports site, Southern San Andreas Super Auto site, and Warstock Cash and Carry were all going to be websites that vehicles were going to be purchased on. And we know that there's going to be 5 new ones. So let's just go ahead and assume, for the sake of making things easy, that all 5 of those vehicles are $1 million each. Some might be more, some might be a little bit less. That's why we're just going to round it out in $1 million. That right there is already $5 million that you need. And that doesn't include any of the customization. And the customization for this thing is going to be a little bit trickier to predict, because we're going to be dealing with a brand new auto shop here, and that is Hal's Special Work. Now, in order to get access to Hal's Special Work, you probably have to be a member at the LS Car Meet, which is not that much. It's only going to cost you $50,000. And we know that you're going to have to participate in one of his time trials in order to unlock it. But I can only imagine that this customization is probably going to be very, very expensive. So I'm going to say, in order to do everything you want to these cars, you're probably going to need another $500,000 on top of that. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but think about all the customization you do to a car right now. You upgrade the engine, you upgrade the armor, transmission, turbo. That is already going to get you into a couple $100,000 right then and there. So adding more on top of that in terms of like the chameleon paint jobs and the hybrid turbo that we're going to be getting, these crazy enhanced acceleration upgrades that we're going to be getting, all of that is going to cost a lot of money. So let's just assume each one will cost about $500,000 times 5. You're looking at $2.5 million. So for all the vehicles, and if you customize all of them to every degree, you're looking at about $7.5 million that you need for all of that. Now, this also doesn't include the fact that it looks like there's going to be 5 other vehicles that are going to have the same customization that can be applied to them at Hal's Special Works Auto Shop. We know that one of them, for example, is going to be like the Bravado Banshee. So if you are able to apply the same customization for those, again, let's just call it $500,000 for each one, you're looking at another $2.5 million, and then all of a sudden, for all the vehicles that you can buy, store, and customize, you're looking at close to $10 million when this thing is all said and done. So that does end up turning into a good bit of money. Now, thankfully, it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot else that you're going to have to spend your money on here. So we've covered the vehicles and where you would customize them at Hal's Special Works Auto Shop. From what Rockstar has said so far, it looks like there might be some new clothing options, because they said there's going to be a Hal's Special Work racing outfit. So I don't know if there's going to be other variations of that or other t-shirts or something along those lines. So it doesn't look like we're going to have to pay for anything like that. The career builder also looks like it is free to jump into. so it doesn't look like you will need money to get started on that. And then as far as everything else that Rockstar has mentioned, it really does seem like it's going to be quality of life enhancements, things we probably don't have to end up paying for. Now, there are a couple of other things that you might need just with the introduction of these new vehicles, and that be number one, possibly a garage spot or two. So if that's the case, if you do need to buy more properties, that is something that might come available because Rockstar is adding these 5 new vehicles all at once. You know, you can spend a couple $100,000 on a property. You can spend over $1 million, a couple $1 million, depending on where you want to store them. I'm not going to really factor that into our list today because maybe some of you guys still have leftover spots in your agency or something like that. So you don't really have to buy any new spaces, but that is something to consider, that you might have to have a place to store some of these cars. Now, in the last part of this video, I want to give you some tips on how you can make some last-minute money in case you are like, uh-oh, I have no money to my name. How am I going to figure this out? How am I going to be able to get all the new content? Well, number one, the first thing you can do is pretty much follow any of the bonuses that are going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online that are going to March 23rd. So even after the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions are here, you're still going to have the opportunity to take advantage of that. So you've got things like 3 times money bonuses on the Smuggler's Run sell missions. That's huge, getting triple payouts. You got 2 times money on the short trips and some adversary modes. So take advantage of that. The next thing you can do, pretty much the only way you can, sell things you have in GTA Online is to get rid of your cars, which can kind of work in a multifaceted way. It can clear up space for the new cars, and it can make yourself money. So I think you can sell 1 vehicle every 48 minutes. So just go ahead and do that. Like maybe you have some old lowriders or old supercars that you don't use anymore. Those can sell for a pretty penny and can definitely clear up some space along the way. And then last but not least, if you're in a pinch, there's always a shark card. I typically try to use them when I know I have one of those in-game bonuses that gives me like 1.5 or 2 times more money. Then the shark cards really become worth it. I also personally get mine on a site that I work with, G2A. Usually the shark cards there are a lot cheaper than what you'll find on like the Microsoft Store or the PlayStation Marketplace. So that's always a nice bonus. I typically try and do that right before a big DLC or update arrives, just so I know I've got the cash on hand for everything. But that's pretty much all the advice I can give you guys, and honestly how much I think you're going to need. I think for this one, we're probably going to hover around $10 million for being able to buy all the cars, any clothing, getting access to store the cars, and, the $50,000 you need to join the LS car meet and whatnot. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know how much money you think we're going to need for all the new content coming to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox in just a couple of hours. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.